Top 3 things to do if you're single or if you're in a relationship. Basically, if you're human, if you're alive, these are 3 things I think would be really good. Okay, number 1, you got to examine the black box. So what I mean by that is, I say that the richest soil for growth is after an expired relationship. Holy shit. The richest soil for growth is after an expired relationship, but that's only if you examine the black box. And so what I mean by that is you have to review, reflect, and you're not blaming, right? You're not blaming. You're looking back at your previous relationships and you're saying, what was my piece in it, right? If you blame, you're not learning anything. Instead, if you just look at your patterns, you look at your reactions, you look at what you've done, but more importantly, why, where that comes from, right? Following that thread down is what's gonna create revelations. And then with those revelations, then you decide, okay, now I wanna change. I wanna make a left, right? I can create a new love experience by behaving, and it's not just white knuckling behavior, right? So there's an investigation. And that's why I use the term a black box, or the black box. You're investigating. Why did the plane fall, right? What went wrong? What was your piece in what went wrong? Okay, so that's 1. Number 2, this whole idea of the one that got away. Okay, so there is no one that got away. If you think that there is someone that got away, you are not going to be present, right? So basically, you're living in what ifs. Whenever you think like, oh, that person was the real love of my life, you have now jumped into your time machine and you are now living in the past. So whenever we live in what ifs, we instantly escape the present, and we are not investing in who we are choosing to love. And if you're single, whenever you think like, oh, the one that got away, that's lined with regret, and you're not living in the present, leading forward and excited about finding someone else. Instead, you're dwelling, right? So that mindset is a trap. And then the third one is you got to do things that make you feel alive. And when I was single, I went through a lot of exploring activities. I got into motorcycles, I got into fitness, but more than that, creating creative spaces, going somewhere, doing different things, swimming in the ocean, especially if you hate the cold. You got to do things that make you feel alive. And I think that when you do that, if that's your focus, then you're going to connect to you. You're going to start building this relationship with you. And it's the feeling that makes you feel alive, that puts you on a higher frequency, and you start to live instead of exist, right? And so those are the 3 things. I think those are the top 3 things. So 1, examining the black box. What went wrong? Why? What can you do to process your piece, take ownership, and so you could evolve and grow and be a better person, a healthier person, because of what went wrong. Does that make sense? So taking breakups and turning them into breakthroughs. Number 2, canceling this idea that someone got away. There is no one that got away. There is only the person that you choose to love. And if you're single, then who you're choosing to love is yourself, right? And then number 3, do things that make you feel alive. Do things that excite you, that make you lose track of time, that scare you, that bring you back into the present and make you realize that there's more to life than trying to find someone to love. There's more to life than just relationships. That's just one part of our life, right? So doing things that make you feel alive will connect you back to yourself. Oh, hey, speaking of single, if you pre-order my book right now, you get a month free in the lab. Just go to my Instagram and click on my bio link. The lab, we've got 21 live Zoom classes where you can actually execute kind of this stuff that we're talking about, people making you accountable. We have an amazing community, so check out the lab. We've got 3 new classes coming in for in January, and I run a life group in there, so every Monday. So I'll see you in the lab, and grab Single on Purpose.